CEC was started by a group that included the Coweta County School System, West Georgia Technical College, the Chamber of Commerce, and community representatives. And it was established to bring together the stakeholders to identify ways to help students make meaningful career choices by giving them opportunities to explore careers and provide relevant education to equip them for these careers.
I was on the periphery of this group that was getting together. My major complaint back in the 1990s and 80s, if you want to go back that far, was the fact that so many of my students who were technology vocational students were faced with all kinds of barriers between where they should be with their education and where they could be, the way the system was set up at the time.
Being a math teacher all those years, I had an awful lot of students come in and they seemed to have the idea if they didn't go to a four-year college, they weren't going to have a successful life. And CEC has been the best answer I've ever seen.
Once CEC started, I was in the public school and trying to, I guess, undercover, try and cover some of those things and do some of those things that really weren't in the curriculum to do, because I just kind of felt that those are the kind of things that students ought to learn. In the beginning, there's a little tension in there on the process of I have to produce functional accomplishment-based citizens who can do all these things and not just pass the course and make a B.
Many of those students had never had their name in college in the same sentence because college traditionally had meant a four-year college.
You know, as a teacher over a career, over a long period of career, you always have those days that you remember in your career. This happened on this day, this happened on this day, some other things happened. One of those days, of course, for me was the day, Janie, that you walked in that classroom, because when you walked out, I was not the same.
I've always heard that school board, Chamber of Commerce, business leaders, community leaders, but I have to go back to Dr. Harless, two administrators that Kevin mentioned, and then Mark Whitlock. In my mind, those are the four people that put what CEC became together and allowed us to open the doors that very first day. I can't imagine what it would have been if any one of those people hadn't been involved.
Those of us that were steeped in that steering committee and we knew what was going on and we really knew where we wanted to go. We didn't know quite how to get there because there was not a model that we could find anywhere in the United States. Mm-hmm. But we knew if we had quality people and innovative people and people who understood the vision, that it would be a success because we wanted the best of the best.
A quote from Kevin Pullen that came out in a research report. He said, at my high school, I was encouraged to be innovative. At CEC, I had to be innovative.
Remember when you asked me, remember to this day, Mark, vividly about that quote. We were not teachers. We were, and the students were not students. We were, team members, and the concept was very real. As a team of teachers and a team of students learning, we were at the industry, looking at what they do and looking at the world. The world was doing different things. To try and keep that reality of what's happening, what's changing, there really wasn't a lot of choice in the matter. If we wanted to be that fire department that I was talking about earlier, really put out a fire, we had to have the best hoses out there. And Andy, Janie, I don't know how you did it, but we did.
As a math teacher, I feel like starting this project, I was at a big disadvantage to all the people that had worked in vocational areas before. I did work in the business world and banking for a while. That was a major advantage that I had. My entire career as a math teacher in a math class, how are we ever going to use this? A big part of the time was trying to get the idea across that this is actually useful. It's not that we're working in a vacuum here. Well, once I got to CEC, they were using it before they came to me and they were using it after they left me. It was just part of their world. That was just an incredible thing to be a math teacher and have students really seeing how what we were talking about could be used.